Do y'all know I cried because my baby was not in my belly anymore? Are you serious? Are you serious? Hello, friends and family. It's your girl, Dr. Nina, your favorite auntie, sister, cousin, and now mother that has been a mother for about a month now to little Hunter Page, our little first child. My husband and I, she has come in and turned our world positively upside down in the best of ways. And she's been the best first kid that we could have ever dreamed of. And a lot of you have had questions about my postpartum recovery and adjustment to motherhood at the age of 40. And also what I've been doing to avoid things like postpartum depression and baby blues and whether or not I've encountered that. But make sure that you watch my birthing story. And I say that because of the comments. Y'all's comments was lit over there. Y'all gave life, okay? So many of you shared how you had children younger in life, in between or older, your reasons for that. And some of you all have done all of that and you gave so much encouragement to the greater community at large. And you made us see that it is possible to have the dreams that you want, because some people over there don't ever want to have children, okay? But they saw that a lot of you waited until God's timing in order to see the things or have the things that you wanted so that you got the best from them. And so today's video is no different. But I also want to say to you all, I really felt the need to do this because I had so many dreams and hopes for what I wanted to do in terms of postpartum and being prepared for that. I'm a high-powered professional. I'm a wife and a mom, but I also didn't want to lose myself. So I had to start early in this process with making that possible. It is not a dream that you have to lose. You don't have to lose something because you gained something else, even if the role is great. And that's something that I've had to learn through my whole journey. So my postpartum recovery has really had to be structured, and I've really had to grab a hold of myself. I'm not gonna say this has been easy, not at all, but I think I've been prepared because of the way that I approach life. And I hope that I can speak life into you today about the things that you want as well. They're worth having. You can structure them. You can make them what you need to. And you don't have to fall victim to the noise of the world that's telling you that you cannot have the things that you want. Heck, I'm gonna just say it. You can have it all if you plan. If you plan, you can, okay? And so today we're gonna talk a little bit about that. And again, I wanna hear from you down below. Looking at this baby, looking at little Hunter and seeing her has made us even more ecstatic about what we can do for her future. I wanna start with the physical because I am on a snap forward plan, not a snap back, okay? Because once you've given birth to a child, it ain't no longer the same body. It's a different body, and that's not a bad thing. That's a wonderful thing, but you got new things to work with. And so for those of you that have been on my channel for a long time, you know that I lost over 100 pounds about 20 years ago, and I've managed to keep it off. And so this is a new journey. Seeing myself gain weight through pregnancy made me a little bit nervous, but now I've really rested into that. During childbirth, not during childbirth, during the process of being pregnant, I still kept a 4 to 5 day a week workout routine, including cardio and walks and other types of cardio like dance and movements, along with lifting. So I wanted to stay busy and also do a bit of yoga and other stretching in order to keep my body moving. That was the best thing I could have done. I avoided a lot of things, not maybe just directly linked to that, but being healthier, I was able to avoid a lot of things like gestational diabetes, which sometimes happens anyway, preeclampsia, and also post-baby high blood pressure. So far, so good. However, I will say that doing that kept me focused on my goals and is making it so I am craving my workouts. Also, during my birthing process, I ended up having to have an unplanned cesarean. I won't call it emergency, but it was definitely unplanned. And so I was worried about how that would make big changes in my body because I didn't encounter a lot of things like extra stretch marks because I've been 100 pounds heavier. I've already stretched my body before. So it did have some great memory of that. And so I didn't encounter a lot more stretch marks, but I did encounter the incision from the surgery. And I will say the incision is small, it's minimal. Eventually I will be showing that to you all so I can share with you all the recovery of the C-section. But I will say I know that it makes changes and differences in the body. So far, I've seen that my body has really been trying to come back down. All of the swelling is gone and I see that my body is starting to reshape and form again. In fact, my husband reminds me or tells me every day how it looks like I'm the incredible shrinking woman. I'm just shrinking every day. And that was a big part of what led into the mental, and I'll talk about that too, because I was nervous. I was very nervous about that as a change. This is a whole life flip, okay? And your body changes. So that was a big thing. I will also say that physically, I noticed things like my hormones and my skin changes, and all of that have factored in. So for instance, I've noticed that with my skin under, I think I told you all this, but under my arms, around my neck, I had some darkening occur due to the hormones that come on from birth. So y'all, let's first get into these good old physical changes, shall we? And that recovery, because everybody talks about a snap back. Mama over here talking about a snap forward. You know why? Your body ain't gonna never be the same after you give birth. I know mine will never be the same, and it's in the best of ways. I mean that. And I'm realistic in life because I've had surgeries, maybe because I have, gone through losing over 100 pounds, keeping it off almost 20 years and maintaining that. And I know the reality of how the body changes after certain things have happened. You just can't go back, and that's okay. So now I am focused on step forward, and maybe that'll be a program in the future. But some of the things that I've been able to do right now, I had an unplanned C-section. If you watched my birth story, you know that. Definitely didn't expect to have to leave the hospital with an incision. And when I tell you the incision is so minor, my doctor did an amazing job. So recovery there has been just fine. Now, I will tell you the next day I woke up feeling like a Mack truck hit me in the stomach. However, it went away pretty quickly. I have a high tolerance for pain, and I will say that it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. And I've been able to heal, and I feel very good. I'm able to move. I am not doing any strenuous exercises or workouts, so please don't worry. My doctor hasn't approved that just yet, but I do have a 6-week checkup coming up soon, and she's going to let me know what I'm cleared to do. I've been maintaining just walking over this time. 30 to 45 minutes a day helps me to feel refreshed, helps me to feel good, and moving around with baby has helped me to feel good too. I cannot be a couch potato. Also, I think it helped me with keeping my flexibility even though I have an incision, but that incision is good. In terms of my body, what I have also been able to see across my belly is that I didn't suffer many extra stretch marks. Because I've already been 100 pounds heavier, my body pretty much was used to the stretch. Praise God, I had the memory of my skin, and so it maintained, and I don't have many extra or additional stretch marks. But I did maintain moisturizing, and right now I'm still moisturizing and loving on my skin. Now, something I will see hormonally you might want to look out for. I told God, I prayed. I said, God, please make me to, allow me to keep some semblance of myself, because I know pregnancy can rearrange your face, rearrange your body. It can do some things, okay? And now, other than some definite pronouncements due to swelling over all my body, I definitely noticed that I kept and maintained pretty much me. I think I'm a beautiful brown baby doll, even though my baby has taken that title from me now, which is fine. I will say I like how I look. So I wanted to still look like me. And I will say that over the past several weeks, I've noticed big changes in my body, like the swelling across my arms, my legs, my back, my tummy, my breast, my stomach. I mean, just everything has really kind of come back down. My husband calls me the incredible shrinking woman because he says every morning it looks like I'm going down just a little bit more. So that keeps me motivated. And also he keeps me motivated because he's been keeping his workout routine on purpose and making sure that I get my walks in so that I stay active. And y'all, while we're talking about the look of things, y'all know I love me some Warby Parker, who helps me see, and they are the sponsor of today's video. They offer you everything you need for happier eyes that don't miss a thing. From eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and even eye exams. And you can shop with them online or even in stores, and I've done both. Glasses start at $95, including those prescription lenses, including. Sunglasses, progressives, and blue light lenses are also available. And you can also add a pair and save. Get 15% off when you purchase 2 or more pairs of prescription eyeglasses or sunglasses. And I've never had to break the bank with them. They are so reasonable. Just answer a few questions online and Warby Parker will make the best suggestions for what will fit your face and your style. I ordered 5 pairs of glasses and got to try them for 5 days for free yet again. But y'all, I don't even need to because I own so many pairs of their glasses. Somewhere like 7 pair, I believe. And it was so beautiful to be able to wear my glasses at this time where I knew they were going to help me to see my baby more clearly baby, my husband, all of us. The glasses look good, they feel good, and for the price, I'm always shocked. And being able to have that home try-on program where I'm able to wear them for a while and show them to people. I even send pictures to my friends. So you know you need to go ahead and try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pairs of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. And there's no obligation to buy. Ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. So try those 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at www.warbyparker.com/Nina. So with that, how am I staying accountable? I have hired a nutritionist, and I'm gonna have more on that later on another video, but they're helping me to track my proteins, carbohydrates, fats, sodiums, also my water intake and my fiber and calories overall, which you should be doing if you are breastfeeding anyway, because it's going to help with making sure that you maintain supply as well as highly nutritious, dense milk for your baby. So I have been trying to make sure that I've been steadfast at that and getting started with that. Also, my really great friend and sister Camelia Moses has a business where she does food prep. So starting at the end of the month, she will be preparing 10 of my meals, Monday through Friday, lunch and dinner. She will be preparing those for me so that I have the corrective macronutrients, those carbs, those proteins, those fats that I need to be intaking, and then I will do the rest, okay? So I'm excited about that. And also I still have my trainer who has been keeping me motivated with just even getting my walks in daily. But once we're ready, we're going to be figuring out a whole new plan for how to work out this new body, okay? Which will also help mentally. So one thing I'm going to suggest is, even if you don't have the resources to hire a bunch of people, just do a plan. When I first lost all my weight and did all that, I did that on my own, y'all. You don't have to hire a bunch of people. I'm doing it now because I have the opportunity to do it, and also because it's been something that I've wanted to do, and it was something that I kind of saved and put back for when our family did it, and it's been something that would be a benefit for us at this time. But you can do this on your own too, and I would say making sure that you are good will make sure that your family is good. If you're not healthy, they will not be healthy. So I've had to get over myself with that as well. I have to make these changes to my diet, to my health, making sure that I give to myself and my fitness, and keeping all that in mind in order to be my best. Hormonally, some of the things that I've noticed is over time, my body did change, you know, in terms of my skin. My skin has done well. That was one of the things I was really worried about, but something that did change, okay, and I told y'all about this, is some darkening across my chest and underneath my arms. Well, praise report, honey. That stuff is starting to retreat. It is going away. I noticed under my arms the other day, it is starting to go back to its normal skin tone. So praise God. I am happy about it. You know, I'm happy for it to get any closer to it that it could be. And I was a little bit, you know, unnerved about some of the changes. That I'm just being real with y'all. I mean, there are some things that just really do change. Something else that I want to make sure that y'all remember is making sure that you still pamper the body that you're in. I have had to remind myself that this body is changing, but it deserves the best and utmost respect and treatment from me in order for me to get back to where I need to be and what I want to be, or snap forward. Also, postpartum shedding, I don't know much about it yet because I have braids in, and I did that on purpose. So I've been taking care of the braids. So my hope is that I don't lose too much hair. I know I'm gonna lose some, but you know, I'm gonna see what is going on after I take these braids down in the next few weeks. But I am feeling that, you know, it's still doing all right, especially with the care that I'm giving it. I know it takes about 6 months to see a lot of that shedding happening, but I know that it can start at any point after giving birth. So y'all, let's also get into these mental changes, shall we? Because bringing home a little human being and having to keep them alive, that can mess with your head overall. So in order to combat those things, number one, I have already been with my therapist. Y'all know I've had the same therapist for like 11 years. And what I will tell you is I had already signed up for a lot of sessions before giving birth because I knew it was going to be necessary so that I was able to keep a watch on my mind and stay focused and keep myself together, because bringing home this little human being has changed everything. And it's easy to get caught up in all of the transformations and not so much how you feel or fit in. My husband has been amazing because he has, like I told y'all, been my biggest advocate. He does not let me take over just because I'm mother. You know, he wants to make sure that he's an active father with his child. So that has been great for me to see mentally how we fit as a family. I don't have to handle everything, and I'm not going to have the answers to everything. And mentally, that's something that you have to humble yourself and be vulnerable enough and transparent enough to understand, or you will mentally fall apart. So a lot of my day has been really decompressing and learning how that I can lean into my family even more and have the support that I need. So that has been a blessing. We already have pinpointed someone that is going to be a nanny and stepping in, especially when things change. Y'all know that I'm going to be off of work for like another 5 months almost. So I'm definitely excited about incorporating that. We have family and friends that are ready to step in at some point, but even that will have structure. And thank God, due to our baby's godparents, as well as one of my good friends, they suggested moms on call. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of moms on call, but they create amazing schedules for your child based on their developmental area. So I'm going to look here, like for instance, Hunter has her own little schedule. So every day, and I'll make sure that I show like a screen overlay on that. Every day we have a schedule that we abide by, and this has helped us to maintain our sanity. We have structure. We know, when we feed her, when she naps, when she has tummy time, and also just what we can expect from the process if we stick with it. Our little baby is just a little bit over a month old and has had several nights already where she slept through the night and maybe woke up once to be fed. And that has been amazing. And that was only after she had met her birth weight goals and her weight goals at her pediatrician. So she's healthy enough to do so. And I can tell y'all that has been so great, because not having sleep will make you crazy in itself, okay? And for the first few nights, we were pretty sleepless because we were learning how to navigate that process. My husband wanted to jump up all the time and I wanted to jump up, but we had to know when to relieve each other. So even getting into the mood of that has helped us. But having this structure has been great. And with that, it helps us to look forward to the future, y'all. Looking at this baby, looking at little Hunter and seeing her has made us even more ecstatic about what we can do for her future. And that's where Acorns comes in. And they are the sponsor of today's video. Acorns helps you and your kids to save and invest. You can start small by automatically investing your spare change while you spend, or even set up recurring contributions so you're investing consistently over time. I love the spare change option because it's made it so simple for me. I don't have to think about a thing. And get this, there's no expertise required. Investments are automatically put into diversified portfolios based on your risk tolerance. Acorns even has exclusive financial education content for you and your entire family. The sooner you start investing, the more chances your money has to grow over time. From Acorns, mighty oaks do grow. Head to the link in my description and download Acorns to start saving and investing for your future today. So not only has it changed our thoughts about our financials, what we're leaving to our child, what we're giving to our child, but also who we're putting around our child. Okay, so we've been really low key with our child. We've had people like, hey, y'all alive, y'all good, y'all taking visitors, y'all whatever. And sometimes you will feel like, oh, well, I shouldn't keep my baby from people or blah, blah, blah. But what I've learned over time is we have to get comfortable with the way that we're parenting. And my husband always reinforces and helps me to feel even better about that, because I'm adopted. So I'm absolutely very protective. Anyway, I do not want to put anyone around my child that will help me catch a case, go to jail. Let's talk about that. But also who can have a negative impression on her. I cannot protect her from everything, but I can definitely watch who and what and types of spirits I bring into this home. I am very protective of her as a little person, of what she encounters, who she encounters, and the types of spirits that may be laid upon her. So I've been really thinking not just about what we're leaving to her in terms of tangible items or even, values and morals, but I even worry about who we're putting her around, who she will begin to build her tribes with. And I want this baby to have the best, because we didn't have much. My husband and I, growing up, and when I say we didn't have much, we have been able to show that we can create a lot more than what we had growing up, and we would like for her to be able to do the same thing. And so at this point, I've still been thinking a lot about who and what we're putting in her life, what things we're speaking to her head. Before I get get to my baby early in the morning, I even brush my teeth. I don't even want her to be offended by my breath. But I've had to learn through my husband that this parenting thing is this. Our child will not know we've messed up until we tell her we've messed up. So I've had to reassure myself, give myself grace, give my husband grace, and he's had to do the same, because parenthood is a whole different world. And you can get caught up in what people say is right or what people can say you should be doing, because I've already had some of those comments that make absolutely no sense, and I've had to learn how to not give a dang, okay? But also how to build your own pillar and foundation so that you do the best by your child, because we are the parents of Hunter, not anybody else. So mentally, I've had to really focus on that. And thinking about a lot of that over time can bring about baby blues, okay? I don't know if y'all know about baby blues, but usually 85% of women who give birth will encounter them, and they happen like a week up to 2 weeks after giving birth. It's not the same thing as postpartum depression. That's much more serious. Baby blues is usually when you have the irritability, the tiredness, the worry about the future. You can be happy one moment and crying the next because you're not sure of all of these changes and challenges you might encounter, but it's very temporary because you start to level out. And the thought is this starts to level out as your hormones start to level out, as that peak in hormones comes down pretty quickly. And so with baby blues, I did encounter them. And that was because I was worrying myself sick and causing anxiety just thinking about being a good mother. And not that I doubt my abilities to do that, but we know that there's so many definitions of good mother. And sometimes you can get lost in that. And then you can start fretting that, oh, I'm not doing this, so I'm not a good mom. Oh, I haven't done that, so I'm not a good mom. There's so much you're not going to do. And there's so much you're going to do that others will not support. But I'm grateful for my tribe. I'm grateful for the people that we have around that continue to reinforce that you can do this. You have done it well, and that's okay. And even if I wouldn't do it that way, you do it that way, it works out. And I've had so many people, even my sister who recently had her baby about a year ago, who said, you have to be steadfast about your definition of being a mother. Also, give yourself grace in that definition. So I'm working on that, y'all. I might need your support in telling me, hey, it's okay. You will be fine. But I will tell y'all that sometimes that has been an up and down struggle, which moves me into postpartum depression. Thank God I have so far avoided that. And I say thank God, not because it's like, oh, I'm untouchable. No, I've known those who have dealt with postpartum, have seen postpartum because of what I do. And I know how devastating it can be, especially after you've given birth to a child, to be in a highly depressive state and to not even want to mother that child due to various reasons, or even feel like you might harm yourself or that child. So therefore, postpartum depression is not something to be taken lightly. And that is why I've had the planned meetings with my therapist and making sure that I am staying on top of being honest, transparent about my feelings, and even monitoring myself around my child. Something I've learned that is important is that at times it's hard for everybody. And so it's okay to have your put your baby down for a little while so that you can have a moment to yourself, or make sure that you give them to a trusted person. At this point, it's my husband. So he'll sit with the baby and make sure that she's calm and make sure that she's safe, and showing me as I show him that we both have each other's backs. And that has been such a great thing to help thwart or throw away the idea of postpartum depression for me. Now, I'm not saying it couldn't sneak in. Anything's possible. But I can say at this point, I've managed to keep myself together. The thing that I was really most scared about, that I would think would bring on the postpartum depression, is not keeping a semblance of my own life, my own expectations, the things that I want. Now that I see that it's possible to plan and structure, yes, it's hard. Okay, I expected that. But now that I have a plan, I feel more rested in we will be okay. Everything will be fine. And let me urge you too, that if you go through baby blues and or postpartum depression, there is nothing wrong with you. That means that perhaps you need additional help to help you work on that. Going to your doctor, going to your therapist, figuring out what you can do, a plan of attack so that you don't feel like you harm yourself or your baby or anything else or anyone else, and that you can be helped to the greatest degree. There's nothing wrong with asking for help, and that is absolutely necessary. I was so shocked that a lot of my friends and family members and people that I hold dear were able to admit that, hey, had encountered postpartum depression. And even though I knew them at that time, I didn't know that was what was going on. But a lot of the symptoms you can definitely see reside for some people. So just be mindful. I'm being mindful. I am not feeling like I'm cleared and out of the woods at this point. It's so new, so fresh. So I am just very hyper vigilant about making sure that I try to do the things that combat it and being very well aware of my emotions and where I am right now in order for me to not fall to postpartum depression. And y'all, the crying is real. Do you hear me? Your girl cried because I got home and I looked at the baby. Is sleeping away in her little snoo and realized she was no longer in my belly. I thought I was happy to not be pregnant anymore. Do y'all know I cried because my baby was not in my belly anymore? Are you serious? Are you serious? Like, ooh, it's a thing. I will say, and I keep getting really, really emotional. Becoming a new mother and adjusting to it has been so natural. I feel like it's too natural. Of course, I got a little bit of a taste of it with my little Bella. Bella is the most amazing dog ever. It gave me a little taste of that. But when I say being Hunter's mother has been a little bit of a piece of a puzzle that I didn't even know I didn't have. I won't say it was missing. It was just a piece of a puzzle I didn't have yet. And putting her part of the puzzle in there makes me feel like the picture has been completed. I feel like being a mother is so natural. I feel like learning here on YouTube how to help you all, how to be helped, how to be vulnerable, how to have ups and downs in life. All of those things have added to me becoming one of the best mothers, one of the best. And even though I'm hard on myself, I look at how I've been able to grow up even more in the past month, not just for my baby, but for me. And that's been a blessing. And I will eventually talk to you all about how being adopted has affected how I feel about motherhood now. But I'll say now that I know where I am right now, I don't think I could have ever made that decision. I am very, very even more thankful to my biological mother for making that determination, that decision, which is so difficult because it can be a lot of selfish feelings when it comes to having your child. And I've always been one to say that I think having children is selfish because they don't ask to be here. So I'm the one bringing them here. So when I say that, having the opportunity to be there for her has helped me to feel like I'm doing the best by her and helps me to feel better as a new mother. So adjustment has been natural. Now, more can be said about that. I mean, of course, I don't have as much time to myself as I used to. I'm having to work with my husband even more. Like if ever we thought we worked together well before, now we know we do. Also, I'm having to learn how to balance and rebalance my time again. Learning again what's important and what's not. So all of this has added to me becoming even more of, I won't say a new person, but a new, maybe 3.0 version of myself. And it has been quite the blessing to see. And I see how my baby looks at me so young already, just learning her surroundings, learning people, learning and taking things in. And it's just making me feel so blessed. It's making me feel like I have the opportunity to give back in the most direct way. And to think that she came from me. She came from me. She came from my husband, but she came out of my body. Wow. It takes me back so much, y'all. So that part of it has been quite natural. So just a few last tips. I've already given a bunch of tips throughout this video, but make sure that you are managing your expectations, staying clear on keeping your self-care up, and also knowing what you want out of your process. Something that I had to be very clear about is that my life would change. I didn't expect anything different. And so a lot of times when I hear people talk about children, it's almost as if they're an accessory and not a little person. Our baby already is having a developing personality that we can see very well. I knew that that was coming. I knew that my life would change. And even still, I had the desire to maintain who I was and maintain a self-care routine and all of those things. So I urge you to still engage in those things. And also, I urge you to make sure that you set up a system of seeking help. Like I told you, I set up with my therapist. Ain't no shame in my game. I knew I wasn't gonna just pop up the most amazing mother of the year. I wanted to make sure though that I had the tools that were necessary and that I was able to talk about the qualms that I had, even privately. I'm going to urge you that those 3 things are going to be the key to you being your best through this process. I know for me, they've been enlightening, eye-opening, and have helped me to make it. And not only make it, I'm getting through this 4th trimester and we are doing it together. And even in that, making sure you have a partner you know you can work with. There will be ups and downs and y'all won't agree on everything, but having each other will make that process even better, equally involved. So I hope that y'all have enjoyed today's video, and let me know if you have any other questions about my postpartum recovery or any other input there. Make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. And remember, you are worthy and worth waiting on the things that are best for you. Like I said, maybe you're wanting to give birth to something else other than a child, an idea, a business, a thing that you are invested in. You are worth it, and it's not gonna happen a minute sooner than it should. All right, y'all, Beautiful Brown Baby Doll signing out. Peace.